Hey, what's up, y'all? Happy Tuesday. Alright, I hope y'all are doing really good. I know you guys are. If you're watching right now, then hopefully you're doing really good. Alright, let's jump into it. I want to talk to you guys about unusual, or I'm going to say seemingly unusual triggers that you might have that you kind of don't even know you have until like later on after narc abuse, right? This is actually very important, okay? Because it might help you when you get into another relationship, and I hope you do get into another really great one. My cat's whining for some reason, but whatever. So, alright, I'm gonna use a movie reference, but I'm gonna tie all this in so it'll make sense. Back when Julia Roberts was like I don't know, predominant actress in the scene, she was in a movie called Sleeping with the Enemy. Okay, it's not like super old, but it's old enough that I was like younger watching it. I'm 39, right? So anyway, and there was a couple of things in that movie that I'm gonna backtrack to after I say this. So after you got away from your narcissist, I don't care if they left you or you left them. It doesn't matter. You got away. Okay? If you stayed no contact. But were there things, okay, random things that when you saw these things, it triggered the fuck out of you? Alright? And to the naked eye, to somebody that hasn't experienced this, they would be like, why are you tripping? Like, it's just a da-da-da. It's just let's see. It's just a fork on the counter after someone has eaten off of it or something. But to you, that fork on the counter after someone's eaten off of it and they put a dirty fork on your counter, to you, that's a really big ass trigger because your ex-narc used to always eat off of things, plates, dishes, whatever, forks, spoons, you know what I'm saying, and place them on the counter like a dickhead. So to you, when you see a fork on the counter that's dirty, that's been used, to you, that shit triggers the fuck out of you because you're like, hell no, not again. Let's go back to the movie Sleeping with the Enemy. So in this movie, when Julia Roberts fakes her death to escape, sorry, I don't know what that is. Anyway, sorry, I don't know what the fuck. There's nothing on the wall, but it looked like. Anyway, to escape her abuser, her abusive husband, right? She fakes her drowning. And she moves to another town. And when she gets a new house, of course, he's stalking her. And eventually he does break into her house. And he arranges certain things in her house to let her know that it's him without physically letting her know that it's him, like verbally or physical contact, right? What he does is, when she was married to him, there, you know, those bathroom towels that people have that are hand towels, and when you have like a few of them, you usually have about 3 of them or something like that. He would make her arrange them from like large to small, or if they were the same size, they had to all be lined up perfectly, or she would get her ass beat and then raped by her own husband. Like, he would force sex on her after whooping her ass if she remotely did not line these towels up properly, leveled. He would also, me being in customer service or having been in customer service for many years, you would know the term fronting and facing. Fronting and facing just means if you have like a canned goods or something, put like items with like items and turn the labels to where you can obviously see them immediately. So if it was like 4 cans of corn or something, right? You would stack those cans of corn and you would turn it to where as soon as you open your cabinets, it would say corn, corn, corn. They'd be lined up, right? That's why you see them like that in the grocery store. It's called fronting and facing. So anyway, he would have her front and face everything in their cabinets. So when she moved, she still did those things. Of course, out of habit. She would front and face her canned goods. She would line up her towels. And by the way, side note, when you escaped your narc, did you still keep certain habits, like not even recognizing that you kept them because you were so used to walking on eggshells that, you just did that thing? And you continuously did that thing until you realized, oh my gosh, I'm free. I don't have to do that anymore, right? We'll touch base on that too. Well, I'll come back to that. Anyway, let me stop rambling. So when he and she stopped doing those things, by the way. She was like, she would literally leave her cabinets messy on purpose because it made her feel better that she didn't have to front and face those things. She would literally mess up the towels and make sure that they weren't lined up perfectly because it reminded her, hey, you no longer have to do that. That man is gone, right? So when he broke into her house, the way that he let her know he was in there was when she was taking a bath, she looked over at her hand towels and they were all lined up perfectly. And when she freaked out, ran downstairs, and when she looked in her cabinets, all her cans were fronted and faced perfectly. And that's how she knew it was him. Do you guys have triggers like that? Do you guys have triggers where when you see it, no matter where you are or who it is, I don't give a shit who does it. It could be your mama did it, right? When you see somebody do that thing, it instantly takes you back to a place in time where you flip out because you're like, hell no, not again. I'm not doing this. Let me give you an example from my life because I want you guys to know I'm here too. I still go through it all the time, right? Not as frequently, but this one thing is a huge pet peeve to me. So when I was living with my ex-narc and we were married or whatever, he would just lazily and grossly, I'll show you. Let me turn my kitchen light on because it's dark out here. As you guys can see, like, my place is kind of light, but it's dark because, it's just a cloudy day. I don't know how the weather is where you guys are. Let me show you what my pet peeve is. You guys see all my cabinets? See how many cabinets I have? I have a shitload of cabinets. And there's even some at the bottom. There's just cabinets, like, everywhere. Okay. This is my pet peeve right here. Let's do it together. I still front and face, but that's because I was in customer service, so that's not my problem. Let's open this one too. Okay. Hey, shit. Let's open these little fucks. Let's open these. Okay. This shit right here is a major trigger for me. As a matter of fact, I'm going to close them now because I can't stand that shit. This is something my ex-narc used to do all the time. So much so that I started calling him the poltergeist. Why did I call him a poltergeist? Because poltergeist is an entity that likes to leave your cabinets open, stack chairs and shit like that. But we're not talking about poltergeist or paranormal shit right now. What we're talking about are triggers, okay, after the narc leaves. If at any point I were, even myself, to leave, which I never do, but there's twice that I've done it, to leave a cabinet door open like that and just leave it, that shit sends me up the fucking wall. I cannot stand when someone can't just get what you need, take that shit out, close the cabinet, use that shit, open the cabinet, put said shit back, close cabinet, right? But he would constantly just go through shit, use things, and leave the fucking cabinets open. So for me, that shit's a trigger. Those are the kind of things that I'm talking about right now. What are some of yours? Drop them in the comments if you have them. Now let's piggyback off of what I said earlier. Doing things out of habit from previous situations of walking on eggshells and fear sometimes will still follow you even when you are free of that. And it's a good idea to, not shit on yourself for it, but to be aware of all of your actions so that hopefully over time you can feel safe and stop doing those things that make you feel triggered because you were used to doing those with that narcissist. Another story, because I'm glad that in that movie she messed up those towels and she stopped letting she would knock a can over and just leave it there in the cabinet to remind herself, I don't have to do this anymore, right? So quick story time. This isn't me. This is someone else that I know, but another individual that I know very well and love used to live with a narcissist themselves, right? And whenever she would go into the kitchen in the morning to make coffee, she would stir her coffee, excuse me. And obviously, if you're using like a nice cup, you know, that's not plastic, the spoon's gonna go cling, 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 you know, whatever, for like 2 seconds to get the creamer stirred up, right? But every time she did it, that narc would be like, you're so fucking loud. Like, why are you stirring your coffee like that? What are you doing in the kitchen? And she learned to not only close the microwave without it going, and she learned to quietly stir that coffee so that the spoon did not touch the edges of the cup. And when she finally got the fuck out of there and moved, she was still stirring her coffee without making noise and closing the microwave door to where it didn't slam. It was a wonderful thing to see her eventually be like, oh wait, it took her forever, but she was like, wait, I can actually make as much noise as I want now. I'm not there anymore. Okay? So anyway, I just wanted to talk to you guys and share that with you, share my triggers like that with you, because if you are going through that, or you sometimes, you know, feel like, I don't know how you would feel about it. I know what I felt was, oh my God, I'm so paranoid. But there is a sense of paranoia, for lack of a better word, because I feel like it's something quite different from paranoia. But for lack of a better word, I'm just going to say there's a sense of just paranoia when you see things that other people would find to be normal, but because of how traumatic your experience was, it's not normal to you. It drives you up the wall. Mine's are open cabinets. Anyway, I love you guys, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your week. I will see you on Thanksgiving.